I was 19, I started talking to a man who was actually famous, who was 10 years older than me, so I think he was 29. And then when I was 22, I started talking to a man who was 31, 32. And then when I was like 24, I started talking to a man who was 37. Now, my whole life, I've always felt too mature. I had to grow up really fast. I was just really like ahead of my times, right? So naturally, I wanted to be with an older guy, but I will never.
Guys, underline the word there, naturally. She said naturally. She wanted to be with another guy. She didn't want to date her peers. She wanted to date another guy, naturally.
Forget it. I was working in a restaurant at the time, and I was like really good friends with like the bartender guy. And there was a table of these like 31-year-olds, and I was 21, I think, at the time. And they were like hitting on me. And then the bartender comes up to me, and I was like, oh my God, they're cute. Yeah, they're like 31. Like, I'll do it. And he's like, Jasmine, please answer this for me. What would they want from a 21-year-old? What would they want? Think about it.
And now that I thought about it, what they want, or what we want, is purity, lower body count, a woman who's less damaged or not damaged at all because of her prior relationships and traumas that she's been through. There's so many. I can go on and on and on and on and on.
And I was like, you know what? I hear you. I hear it. And I'll tell you what they want. They want a woman who is extremely sexually explorative, who thinks he's really cool and thinks that he makes a ton of money. A woman who thinks all of his stories and life experience are really cool. Because when he is around women his age, he does not feel cool. And this is a problem because they are seeking you out for these qualities, but they also know that you are going to have less boundaries and trust them more than you would the average guy because they're older and they know better. So the second that you start to challenge that, they start to rebel and get really upset.
That's mine. If you're not married by now, then it's your fault. You didn't pick the right partners. You didn't pick the right men at that time. You did not, because you at 24 you were dating a 37-year-old. 37-year-old should be a man that has figured his life out and should be able to settle down. So if you are not married as a man by now, it means that you didn't pick the right people. You didn't pick the right partners. And
guys date younger women because they're easily manipulated. They're gonna be very happy with a few crumbs because maybe they didn't experience much in the world. They're gonna be just easily impressed. And it's way cheaper.
How old are you again?
Girl.
Oh, so you were manipulated. You chose the wrong guys and you were manipulated. Is that what you're telling us now? Get out of here.
Any guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than them is severely lacking in their life. And I mean that confidence-wise. I mean, like, they are falling short in so many places that is the only place they can turn to feel like they have something on the scale of power.
And ultimately it's predatory. I mean, there's just no way to kind of, because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you.
Oh, so now the person who's done so much corn, she's grown a lot of cornfields to feed nations of this world. Wanna tell us about all the men dating younger women? So she understands. She's grown so many fields of corn. Guys, subscribe to the channel with thumbs up for more. Yeah, let's go.
They want a woman who is extremely sexually explorative.
Older men do not seek out younger women to date because they want an extremely sexually explorative woman. Older men who are healthy are seeking younger women because they're supposed to be more sexually pure. They're supposed to have less sexual partners. They're supposed to have less baggage, less trauma, and ultimately, they should respect them more because a lot of older women become jaded and they may be abrasive and difficult to deal with. But ultimately, younger women are just naturally more beautiful and more fertile. And so especially if an older man is late to the game and he's just starting out with trying to have a family, of course he's going to want to pick a younger woman. Or maybe he wants to continue building his family legacy and he wants to have more children. So of course he's going to want to pick someone ultimately who is more fertile and able to have children. So it's very important to have the whole package. You want a woman who has a little bit of everything, right? She's beautiful, she's fertile, she's intellectually and emotionally mature, she's grounded, she's self-aware, she knows her needs, her boundaries, her goals, her values, all of those things. But if you ask a man if he's gonna pick a woman the same age or like 2 years younger than him and a woman who's 10 years younger than him with all of the other same character traits, of course he's gonna pick the younger woman. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So painting older men in this light that they're all predatory and they're seeking to exploit younger women in a sexual way, that's unfair. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to put my 2 cents in to correct this bad perspective and to pray that all of you stay away from predatory men and that predatory men are held accountable for their doing, but do not blame all men who are older and maybe more sophisticated and think that they're being creepy, because they're not. Perhaps you're just not the right pair for each other.
Girl, I just have to tell you, and this comes from a place of pure love, you were not mature at 19. You were not mature at 24, and you were not mature at 27. The thing that was going on with these men is they were immature. It's not that you were mature. And this comes from a girl that also, when I was 19, 22, 23, 26, all the early 20 ages, used to date older men. It's not.
You can't compete now that you're old. Oh, so you, when you were doing it was fine. And you tell these guys of your age who are in their 20, early 20s, like, nah, you're broke to date me. You're too broke to date me. And now, like, you're old. And now you spin the whole thing around to say older men shouldn't be dating younger women. Making more sense.
Because I was so mature. It's because those were immature men. So there is always going to be exceptions to that. I myself have dated a guy that was 10 years younger and he was more mature than me.
You've already said the exception. That's an exception.
A guy that was 5 years older than me, but those are the exceptions, not the norm. These are immature men looking for girls to put up with their crap.
But actually tired. For me, it's the 30-plus-year-old men having on their profile, looking for long-term but open to short. Like, I know there's going to be a subsection of people who feel like there's nothing wrong with that. At least they're being honest. But I'm not being funny. It's literally like going to a Michelin-star restaurant. You're sitting down, you're waiting for your dessert, and they come up to you and they say, actually, madam, you could either get served a Michelin-star creme brulee this evening, or you'll get a cornetto. You'll get a bloody cornetto. And you don't know which is going to be which, because really and truly, when you use that kind of long-term open to short, there's a lack of boundaries, there's a lack of intentionality, and more times than none, because of the power imbalance, 3, 4, 5 weeks down the line, they could be spitting to you their best game, and they can turn around to you and say, oh, actually, you know, I'm not looking for anything serious, you know, I was open to short, like nothing was promised. And also, why are you running? Why are you running when statistically you benefit more from marriage than...
I just wasn't expecting guys to still be so immature in their 30s or be so scared of commitment.
So I'll be 34 in about 9 days. I can only afford one marriage or no marriage.
An older person, somebody that's in his 40s, as you're 21, right? Does it make you not to live your
life
years?
you want to?
Because I have met some older men that say that dating younger ladies in fact it's a challenge for them.
Yes.
They like to task themselves.
Yes.
I want to go on dinner dates. I want to go bowling. I want to where now they go? I want to do TikTok.
A younger woman is going to be more open to new things. Like I said, a younger woman is going to be more impressionable. I mean, I've never met a man that is like, yo, I prefer my woman to have 10 plus years of experiences of dealing with other.
Guys, thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. I'm so out of here.